What's going on, guys? Gomes here, back again on another MLB The Show 20 Diamond Dynasty video. Did you know the third inning program is just about to come out? I know with the whole Stage 2 team affinity, it's been kind of blinding, but actually on next Friday, third inning program does release. I'll have my prediction video out on Sunday, so make sure and stay tuned for that one. But I want to talk about the voucher because it's an interesting situation. I know a lot of stuff went on in the second inning voucher going into the second inning program. Wasn't like last year, and I want to talk about whether or not this one is going to be worth it. So before we get into this one, make sure to leave a like down below if you guys do enjoy these videos, and subscribe to the channel if you guys have not yet. It's just gonna be really great stuff on the channel. We're gonna have a ton of tips out for Stage 2 as well as the second inning program and a bunch of gameplay, so make sure to hit that sub button and stay tuned for a bunch of MLB 20 content. So the second inning program is going to work as always, just like any other program would. You just go ahead and collect the prior three bosses, which would be Hanley Ramirez, Joe Carter, and Bob Feather. You will see I already have done it, but this is an interesting scenario because we learned a lot of stuff that we did not know before. The reason why I so heavily pushed for the second inning voucher for a lot of you to do is because if everything worked exactly like how it would have last year, everybody would have made a ton of stubs because cards debuted at, I think it was like 300,000, I remember, and they were really good cards. The biggest thing, I guess, to kind of put some sort of blame on is I don't think these were the best cards. I think last year, not only were they higher overalls and better at the time, in my opinion, they're also more recognizable names. And yeah, I know Bob Feather, Joe Carter, they're, really good, highly recognized MLB names, but not MLB The Show. Joe Carter's never gotten a good card really before in Diamond Dynasty, so nobody's beaming at the fact that, oh, I can't wait to try out this Joe Carter. This Bob Feather, kind of in the same boat. A lot of people, well, in general, usually don't pick pitchers in the programs, and Hanley Ramirez was the only big Diamond Dynasty name. On top of that, there is now a lot of stuff that you can do, the same things that you do to farm XP, the Home Run Derby, and the other one. You are able to get a bunch of program stars for that makes it almost absurdly easy to max out this program very, very fast, and that's how people got it done so fast. I was grinding out the events, doing everything, and it took me, I started a little bit late because I had to finish off a video for the reveal once it actually did go live. So maybe like a 2-hour delay, something like that, but really not that big. It took me until 6 in the morning Central Time, so quite substantial, but still on the early end. And after the voucher, I only made a couple thousand. So straight up, not beating around the bush, is the program voucher worth it? More than likely not, is what I'm going to say. That's going to be my answer. So currently, if we're going to look at the prices, they are about 28 to 29. I got the voucher today. I got each card at about 30,000 stubs, so it cost me about 90k. Technically, it's only 70 because remember, once you do the voucher, you get 15,000 stubs back from doing this in general, and then you also, that's not even the right thing. The third inning voucher, there we go. It's right here. So we get 15k back, and then also make sure, if you guys have done the voucher, make sure to lock these in. You get 1750 stubs for each and every one of them, 1,000 for this collection, and then you get 750 stubs for progress on each of the player programs. So really, it's like 20k that you can count off on the voucher, but it's probably going to be about 70k. And if everything works the same way that it did last time, I don't expect things to be much different. I do expect cards to be better, and here's the reason why. Because I went back and looked at MLB 19, looked at the trends, and the trends follow this year. By the time the second inning program released, the headliner cards we were seeing was this Rob Nen had just came out. We're seeing 92 overalls, 91 overalls. That's really what we're seeing. And now we're starting to see 95 overall headliners. Usually the two have some connection. The overalls are usually quite similar. So I would expect for the third inning program that we're going to start to see 95 overalls, 96, maybe even better. Remember last year, the second inning program, we had already gotten mad bum, 98 overall. The exception to usually the starting pitchers are not the most popular because he was just so good at the time. And then also team affinities. If you guys have been checking out some of the reveals from some of the creators, we're starting to see 95s. I think I've seen at least one 95, then 94s, 93s. We're starting to see that. So card overalls are getting a lot higher. But in terms of the voucher, I don't see it being worth it. I am getting the voucher, you know, as you guys saw, because I want to get this content out as soon as possible for you guys, but I'm not getting it with the expectation of making stubs until something proves that notion wrong, because there's a lot of people playing this game, remember, within quarantine. A lot of people, you know, they're online school, so it's not as heavy workload, at least in high school is what I'm hearing. College is still a bloodbath, and then a lot of people are off work, you know, because of quarantine. So a lot more people are having more time to play the game. And also the things that I mentioned with how people are able to farm XP, for example, the home run derby and the other one, not only are they great for XP, you can get a lot of program stars. I think we mapped it out in my video when I talked about the second inning program. It's a good amount. I think it's like 5 in 30 minutes, like maybe 10, 30, I think it's like 5 for 30 minutes. So 10 per hour, that is really, really good. And you also earn a ton of XP, and that's just the home run derby. The other one is even better. But that being said, I do think the voucher will be worth it for you if you already want some of these cards. You know, that's another incentive. I think the Hanley Ramirez and the Joe Carter are quite good cards. The Bob Feather I really couldn't care less about. He's just kind of tagging along. He's that friend that you don't really want to do stuff with, but he's just kind of there. That's kind of Bob Feather in my opinion with the voucher. He's by far the worst. But if you do like some of the cards, if you like at least 2 of them, sure, get the voucher then. Yes, they're going to be non-sellable, but it's not like they're going for that much anyway. And by the way, if you guys are wondering, are these cards going to drop much? I do not think so. They're going for about 29k right now, and I don't believe we're going to have any other player programs. If you look on the schedule, there's none listed. We're already having a ton of content with stage 2 and the third inning program coming out. And if you look at the prior history, we had 2 in the first inning program, and then the Amir Garrett, so 3 sets of moments for the first inning. We've had 3 sets for the second inning, and if you remember back to last year, it'd always be 3 sets of moments before the next program did launch. So I do still think there's a chance to make stubs out of here, but you have to be one of the first ones. You have to really grind hard. As soon as the update comes out, you have to start grinding derbies. You have to, or you do the showdown and do like the goals first. Do like the offline goals, do the conquest, do the showdown, but then go into derbies, or do the other thing that a lot of people are really enjoying for XP. I'm not going to say it, but if you know, you know. I have to be discreet about it. We can't have this getting patched. So yeah, that's what I'd recommend. If you like a couple of the cards, get the voucher. And if you have a lot of time that you're gonna be able to get this done the first night, you can still make some stubs. And like I said, I think it's going to be better than it was the first time around, because a couple people have stopped playing. I know a lot of people are not too happy with this game right now, or specifically online. So there's probably a few less people playing. And also the card overalls should be much better based on that prior history with the headliner to program player correlation. And it would just be it would make me real flaccid if we were only to see like 94s. You know, if the headliners are better than the program players coming out, that is really not a good look. I don't think that's going to happen. I think we're going to get really good bosses this time around. So I think it's going to be a little bit better than last time, but it's really hard to say. If you guys are banking on making a bunch of stubs off of this, I would count it out. And I'm not gonna really recommend another voucher until I am proved otherwise. If these cards debut the first couple days at over 100k, then maybe I'll change my mind. But if you can just get 5 to 10k, because that's pretty much what I made last time. Like I said, I got it done 6 in the morning. I don't know how many hours it took me, but I probably in the end of it only made, you know, 5,000 stubs, which in the grand scheme of things isn't worth it, because because that long of grind, you could easily just flip cards and make so much more stubs than you ever would by playing out this program. So that's what I would say. Let me know in the comment section if you guys plan on getting the program voucher, and let me know if you guys have been enjoying the bomb feather. I'm actually really curious about that. You probably could take Garrett Cole's spot. It's not like he does well anyway, so let me know about that. And yeah, I don't really recommend the voucher. If you like two of the cards, if you want to start Hanley and Joe Carter, then I think it's worth it because they're not going for that much. Yes, they're non-sellable going forward, but it's not like you're losing out on that much stubs. Only about, well, technically, it's probably about 25k per if you work everything into it. The stubs that you get back, they're only like 22,000 per, something like that. But I think that's going to do it for this video. Should be pretty exciting. Super excited for what we're going to see this weekend. Like I said, make sure to stay on the channel, hit the subscribe button if you guys have not yet. It's going to be crazy. And then third inning program, a lot of content coming real fast. Let's just hope a patch comes real fast as well. If you guys enjoyed this one, make sure to leave a like down below. Thank you all for watching. Hope you guys have a great day. Take some sound. Yeets.